So one of the outcomes in this meeting between the state agency and the local education agency is that your infant or toddler has done so well, they no longer need services, and everybody agrees upon it,
Right.
and all is well with the world. There are some other outcomes as well. Another outcome can be that, in fact, your child, or you believe your child, still requires services with the local education agency, but the team is saying, no, we disagree.
That's right. And of course, a third outcome could be that they agree, the school district agrees that your child requires services, but you don't agree with your school district about what services are offered through the IEP. So everyone agrees the child's eligible as a special education student, but there's no agreement about the programming, okay? So those are three possible outcomes, and we're probably not thinking of at least a few more, but those are the main ones,
The main ones.
Okay.
And so how does a parent get themselves out of that situation?
Okay, so if your child is now within the auspices of the school district, that now it is the school district's obligation to be providing services if your child is eligible, you have rights under the IDEA to challenge both the identification, meaning their decision not to identify your child as a special education student, and the services as well as the process. That's putting it in a nutshell, okay? So you have a rights. Hypothetically, you go to that meeting, they say, we do not believe your child meets the criteria. You have a right to initiate a due process hearing, as you would about any other IEP offered or not offered to your child, and challenge that. Where it becomes very tricky, and it has become even trickier, is since the 2004 reauthorization of the statute, is what happens during the dispute. That's what we call stay put. Where does the child go while the adults fight it out is really what that talks about. And it's not so easy to answer. The bottom line appears to be that, at least as a matter of federal law, if the school district says the child is not eligible, the school district is not obligated to continue providing those services that the early intervention agency was providing during the dispute, okay? Unless your state law has a requirement otherwise. So by federal law, you're not mandated to have that continue, okay? If your school district says, yes, you are eligible, we agree that the child is eligible, but there's a dispute about services, then during that dispute, the school district has to provide any agreed upon services.
Right.
So let's just say you agree on the related services of speech and language, but you don't agree with the special education services offered by the district. Well, the district would have to provide those services you have agreed upon, and you would initiate a due process hearing and go through the complaint process and exercise your right to have somebody decide who's right.
Jen, I thought we were supposed to be simplifying things.
Yeah. Well, some things aren't that simple, and unfortunately, stay put is one of the least simple things out there. If you are in a dispute with your school system about whether your infant or toddler who's transitioning is eligible or whether the program is appropriate, it's a good time to be contacting an advocate or attorney, because I can't make it any simpler than the law does. I wish I could, and this is a very, very complex area.
And what you need to know is that you can agree to disagree with the team members and then take it from there.